between Senator Natasha and the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Godswill Akpabio, has been drawn. Now this is the battle between the lion and the lioness. Get ready, Nigeria, for an exciting live show featuring Senator Natasha and Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Godswill Akpabio. Now this event sets the stage for a thrilling live show. Now who is going to remain victorious? Well, to figure that out, let's take a closer look at the profiles of our participants. Natasha Akpoti is a barrister and politician, presently serving in the 10th National Assembly of Nigeria as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Born to a Nigerian father and a Ukrainian mother, she graduated from the prestigious University of Abuja. Natasha founded the Builder Hub Impact Investment Program and received the Presidential Award from the Nigerian Society of Engineers in 2017. She is also happily married. On the 10th of March 2025, Senator Natasha filed a sexual harassment case against the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Godswill Akpabio. In this live show, she takes on the role of the plaintiff. This is her first time making headlines. She presented an investigative report to the National Assembly in 2018 and was able to expose corruption at the Akpoti steel mill. Now, let's shift our focus to our next participant, who happens to be accused in this live show. It's no other than Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Godswill Akpabio. So who is Chief Godswill Akpabio? Chief Godswill Akpabio was born on 9th of December 1962, a lawyer, a politician. He bagged his first degree at the prestigious University of Calabar in Cross River State. A former Senate Minority Leader, he has also served as the governor of Akpabio State, Nigeria from between May 29, 2007 down to May 29, 2015. He is the past Minister of Niger Delta Affairs. He has received numerous global and national awards in recognition of his good work, notably Commander of the Order of Niger, Best Governor Infrastructure and Empowerment Award of the Central Bank of Nigeria, and Most Prolific Governor by the National Council's Bureau. He is currently the 13th President of the Nigerian Senate. Now, having looked at the profiles of our participants, what is the bone of contention? The bone of contention is this. It started on the 20th of February 2025 when the Nigerian National Assembly decided that it wanted to carry out a reshuffling of seating arrangement as a result of the defection of some lawmakers into the ruling party. Now, after the reshuffling was carried out, Senator Natasha arrived in the Senate and discovered that Parliament for another location of the Senate that she was not comfortable with. In fact, for her, she saw this as a way of undermining her authority as a senator, and this led into a heated argument and debate, and eventually, in March, Senator Natasha filed her case formally to the Senate. However, the case was declared dead on arrival. Why was it declared dead on arrival? It was declared dead on arrival according to the chairman of the Ethics and Privileges that no senator is allowed to sign their own petitions according to the Senate Standing Orders, Section 40, subsection 4. Any order or any petition that is signed by the senator himself or herself is considered dead on arrival and will not be treated. And so that petition was not treated, it was not investigated, it was not listened to, rather it was dismissed. And the following day, Senator Natasha was suspended. Guess what? The interesting part of this whole suspension is she wasn't only suspended, she was suspended including other negative treatments. Number one, her salary is going to be withheld, details is going to be withheld, and of course she will not have access to her office. The Senate President denied all of these allegations and said she was only reacting that way because of her reassignment and that she did not like the place she was reassigned to. In addition, we should also put into consideration that Natasha has a history of accusing public figures of unproven allegations. It was expected that it should have been listened to or even investigated, but due process was not followed and it was dismissed out of the Senate, considered dead on arrival. And so, Senator Natasha took her fight to the next. went to the IPU, Interparliamentary Union, to seek for justice on the 11th of March 2025. And when she arrived there and submitted her petitions or laid down her complaints and her issues, there were a lot of questions. It sparked a lot of debate. Questions like, did Natasha feel she could not get justice in Nigeria? Questions like, Natasha's beauty is a problem to her. Questions like, what can the IPU do to Nigeria? Questions like, Nigeria is a sovereign state and IPU cannot interfere in her affairs. Fair enough. Because when did Natasha's beauty have to do with anything? So because Natasha is a beautiful woman, should then the Senate President be excused of these allegations without proper investigation? Natasha being a great and true beauty should never be a limitation. She didn't make herself, she came into this world that way. And it's not meant to be a limitation. If you cannot put yourself in check because you saw a beautiful woman, then that is your problem. Number 2. Can she not find justice in Nigeria? Really? And I'm asking myself, those of you who are saying she can't seek justice in Nigeria, it's old news that the legal system has fallen into disrepute. The law is for the highest bidder, and we all know that. So why are we deceiving ourselves by saying that can't or couldn't she have sought justice in Nigeria? Controversial question. Nigeria is a sovereign state. What can the IPU do? Nigeria as a sovereign state does not mean that Nigeria is a god that is untouchable. What is sovereignty? Sovereignty simply refers to the ability, the capacity, the power of a country to make and enforce its own laws without foreign interference. There are limitations to sovereignty. The reason why we have limitations to sovereignty is so that leadership will not wake up one day and decide that every single individual or citizen in that country should be arrested and tortured for the next 24 hours because they choose to do so because they have absolute powers. Power can corrupt, and with the evolving or the involvement of societies in terms of science, technology, digitalization, making the world a global village, there are limitations of sovereignty. Sovereignty is no longer absolute. And if you want to make it absolute, then you're going to be an island on your own. So what are the limitations? Number 1, interdependence on foreign aid. Number 2, supremacy of the Constitution. Number 3, presence of international organizations such as the IPU, the United Nations, the UNICEF, UNESCO, etc. You mentioned them. They are both international. The IPU does not have prosecutorial powers, we are aware of that. But by the virtue of the fact that we are associated with it and we are affiliated and we want to interact globally, they can influence us by the virtue of that. It may not be a physical brawl kind of fight, it may be psychological, mental, and emotional kind of sanctions. They have influence and they can influence your decision and the way you carry out or resolve your human rights issues in your country. If you benefit from IPO, you have to follow the rules and regulations. You have to align with your tradings and your charters. And clearly, as a nation or as a state, you already knew that these were their rules and regulations before you decided to affiliate yourself with them. And so when they come to you, when an issue is thrown at them, coming from your country, and they decide to investigate and look into that case, and then you refuse to cooperate with their rules and regulations and terms and conditions for being a part or being a member of that organization, remove yourself from it. But just so you know, removing yourself means that you're removing yourself from all of this benefit. So before we say that international organizations have no importance or they cannot do anything because Nigeria is a sovereign state, there are processes to all of these things. Yes, we are independent. Yes, we're a sovereign state. By the virtue of our regulations, by the virtue of our commitment to their charters and their rules and regulations, we are not sovereign. We are limited. Of course, if international organizations are really not important, then why do we really care about securing a seat at the United Nations, a permanent seat at the UN? Why are we so interested in trying to make sure that our image is looking good? Because all of these things are important when we are interacting within the global setting with other communities, because no nation will want to attach itself or even interact with a nation that is known globally being practiced or by saying this. Yes, Nigeria is a sovereign state, it is independent, but it does not mean that there are no limitations to its powers. And the IPU can do a lot even without having jurisdiction over this case or over that whatever the outcome may be, justice would definitely prevail. If there's anything this case has done is to shine spotlight on issues in Nigeria, especially on the representation of women in politics. And this can also shed light on the underrepresentation of youth in politics beyond women representation. Society to develop, it needs equity. It needs to carry the women along. How can we have 469 seats at the National Assembly and only 17 seats belong to women? How can we have 109 senators and only 4 are women? How can we have 360 House of Representative members and only 13 are women? The total number of 17 women. That is ridiculously unfair, ridiculously low. It's not worthy of mention. What we want to develop, development is an inclusive effort. If we want to achieve sustainability, as a sustainable development advocate, I always say equity is the way forward. So I will employ leaders all over the world. Take up this cause as a personal. Take up this cause definitely as a personal project. And I hope that this video clears all of your clarifications. Is Nigeria a sovereign state? What can IPU do? What can IPU not do? IPU does not have jurisdiction. Can't you not seek justice in Nigeria? Let's just dig deeper into your mind and seek the honest and the truest. That brings us to the end of this exciting episode. I want you to stay glued to this channel because we are going to be updating you on how this event continues to unfold. My name is Georgina and I'm your host, and until next time, bye.